6-3, 1-2 in the ACC. Hokies 8-6, 0-3 in the ACC. Boston College has started out with a serve, and it goes over the net. We're underway. Big swing from Woods, excuse me, and that will give Virginia Tech the lead to start it out.
Peyton Woods with the kill down the line, kind of over the block, not a hard swing, placed in the corner. Lucy Mott playing right back, way up underneath the block there. They're going to have to block that one down the line or move a defender into position.
Cranks right down for the Hokies. Oh, Virginia Tech jumping out here, 2-0.
It doesn't go in the stat sheet as an ace, but it feels like one.
There's Woods. No dig available for Boston College. Second kill for Peyton Woods.
Really interesting from Virginia Tech there with no libero on the floor because Mishler is serving. After Brand at least dug that ball, that'd usually be Eric Fava coming in to set. Mishler set that. It's good to have a middle who's got the confidence.
As Marcy Byers looks on, Boston College able to get right back into the score sheet here at 3-1.
So an early change for Virginia Tech in the lineup. Adeline Hundle in on the right side for the Hokies. We'll see which right side attacker she's replacing.
That's a bit interesting, Jake, because we were talking about it before the match. Marcy Byers really hasn't mixed up the starting lineup that much recently.
No, you want to have, by the time you hit October, you hope you have a pretty good idea of who your best, your best 8 are, 8 or 9, who's gonna be able to play a role day in, day out. You hope that group's healthy too.
Here's Yelland, junior from Laguna Beach, California.
There's a bug on the floor.
All right, off to a great start.
Assistant coach Caleb Adams dealing with a stink bug on the Castle Coliseum floor.
No.
He is still trying to move it off. I can see it from here.
Randalise. Here's Hundle, her second kill. A couple of Hokies cycling in. Here comes Erica Dulesky for Virginia Tech, as well as the senior Sarah Malinowski. And an error. So Virginia Tech coming into this game, 0-3 in the ACC, took the first set a few nights ago against Syracuse, and the Orange pounded back with 3 straight victories right after that. A couple of those pretty hotly contested until that fourth set where Syracuse was able to win 25-19. The swing for Woods. And a whiff in the middle.
It's going to be a double, actually. She got a piece of it on the first one. A little paintbrush the first time. So there's a missed connection there. I think Ehrlich's a little early. I think she's a little tight there. You got to kind of keep space off the net, away from the net as a middle attacker, hitting a quick set.
There's Mott. Swing from Hoppus. Down the line, still trying to find it, and a good effort there by Yelland. Big swing and a kill for the Hokies. Serving it up for Holiday right in the middle to give Virginia Tech a 6-3 lead.
Yeah, taking advantage of a free ball there. Getting the quick set to Holiday in the middle.
Well, Peyton Woods continues to serve. First-year Hokie from Mississippi State. Third stop in her college career, started at Sam Houston State before going to Starkville. And she serves up an ace there for Virginia Tech.
I think Woods brings a kind of a steadying presence. So far she's been pretty low error this season. I think that's an area where Virginia Tech has struggled on the left side. Too many hitting errors.
Back for Rock, off of the block. In the net, Rock again. Blocked. Big block lands out of play, and it'll count for Boston College for Danica Rock, the sophomore from California.
So Virginia Tech is looking for that. They were looking for a touch there off of Rock, off her head. I actually thought it hit her in the head too after the block. I don't know if we're going to get a challenge here or not. And we are.
And it looks like we are going to get a challenge. So get a look at this. Rock had 3 swings in that entire sequence for Boston College. So the last one ends up with a block. Does it go off of the outside hitter's head for Boston College here?
Original call is point Boston College. Virginia Tech is challenging. There was a touch as the ball went out of bounds.
Daniel Leak, our second official here on camera.
Well, Hokies have looked good so far. We get another point swing here.
Right? No, not there. It's going to be the last one. We'll get there.
Another look here. Ooh, that's close.
I thought it touched here. This will be a great look.
Does it whiz off of her head? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. That's.
Is it indisputable enough?
I do think it touches her there.
So the block is there with Holiday and Malinowski.
Let's see the net angle.
Right there. I mean, it's so close.
It's actually this is silly. It looks more conclusive when you watch it in reverse. When you see the ball from that other angle, when you see the ball come up and
After review, the original call is confirmed point Boston College.
Wow, shows what I know.
Interesting to say confirmed or stands here. That's a big swing for Boston College. So right after the challenge, Danica Rock will serve. We talked about Lucy Mott getting a lot more playing time and Izzy Mishler a lot more for Virginia Tech. Rock, the same thing, only played in 12 sets last year for the Eagles and now has became a mainstay in the lineup. Sliding effort off of the block and back-to-back points for Boston College.
Yeah, it's actually hard to block there. And Ehrlich, I think she's a little early there. So as a blocker, you're generally going to react to the attacker. You're going to jump. You're going to jump when they jump. So see how Virginia Tech's blockers, end up a little bit, like on the way down. See early, and you see the blockers are coming down. Very hard to maintain a good block that way.
There's Hazelton. Baba goes straight up. Hazelton again. And that go off of the hands of Virginia Tech. It did. So Boston College has climbed back now in only a 1-point game. Erica Fava, a first-year player for Virginia Tech, the grad student, a transfer from Omaha. Lesky back for Hazelton and a good dig from Yelland. Blasted way beyond the back boundary. Hokies get a gift.
A little bit of a spatch there from Sam Hoppus. Sailed that one long, never really got on top of it.
And a service error for the Hokies.
Hoppus doing her job there as the player who's not in the serve receive pattern, standing on the end line. Call in and out. That's your job in that spot, Bailey. You're not passing.
It seemed like they listened. They did listen.
It's a critical job.
Woods blocked at the net, and it's tied up here in set number 1.
It's a low set, it's a quick set. That's the speed that Virginia Tech's trying to run, but in that kind of a medium medium pass here. Look how the blockers are already committed out there on Woods. You know, there's no deception there. So if you're running fast and you're running low, Woods does not hit that high above the net. You put yourself in real risk of getting stuffed like that. You've got to be able to find, as a setter, you know, as Erica Dulesky, finding a different attacker in that position. Make Boston College pay for committing, you know, 2 blockers to a left side hitter so early. Cornelia Roach doesn't have to really think in that spot. She's already committed. You're not making her pay the price by setting the right side, setting a pipe hitter.
Serve from Brandalise. Joust at the net, and it'll come up as a kill for Lucy Mott. Ties it right back up at 9-9.
As long as I live, I'll never understand how setters win so many jousts in that situation. Some of it's leverage, you know, being a good jouster. Some of it's physical strength, just timing.
That was perfect right to Mishler. Getting her in the action here to give Virginia Tech the lead back. Ivy Cooper runs in for the Hokies to serve. Freshman from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Mott. Big swing, no dig there from Fava. And it registers as a kill for Audrey Ross.
Get a good pass. You get a single block for Ross on the outside. She ends up really being one-on-one with Fava as a defender. Huge advantage to the attacker in that situation.
Here's Nat. Brandalise, right back to Mishler. Now, if you're Boston College there, looks like that Mishler's been able to do that 2 times in a row. What are you going to do to be able to try to stop the middle blocker for Virginia Tech?
Serve tougher. You know, serve tougher. You can't. If Virginia Tech is going to be in system like that, have a perfect pass, they're going to run Holiday and Mishler all match. So the way you defeat that, we have an ace right there for Virginia Tech. That ball came just inside the end line for Mishler. What you have to do is you got to force them into bad passes. And the worse the pass is, the harder it is to set quick middle. But if you let middles run in system, in tempo on quick sets, they're going to score. It's really, really hard to stop.
Woods over the block.
The bigger issue becomes, as they're able to run quick middle again and again, both teams, you have to devote, you have to commit a middle blocker to stop that quick set, which leaves your left side and right side blockers one-on-one, which makes it much harder to stop a left side, right side attack.
Back and forth we go here. Virginia Tech has maintained the lead for all of the first sets so far. Boston College has tied it a few times. And the Eagles tie it back up here. Another swing block was there, and Boston College had no answer, even after the big swing from Anna Harrington.
Sets inside. Holiday gets closed to her left side blocker there. The left side or right side blocker, it's their job to set the block. This is where we're going to block. They're responsible for reading the attacker, knowing, hey, she's going to swing line, I'm going to block line, or maybe that's another ace here for Virginia Tech. No, I'm going to block line, so you just set the block there. The set's inside, we need to move the block in. Middle blocker, your job's just get there. Get there, get closed, get shoulder to shoulder if you can. The middles don't have to think as much, so they have to work. They got to work. And also being a pin blocker, being a left side or right side blocker, it helps to know what kind of blocker you are. Are you the blocker that can go up and get the? I'm going to go block. I'm the one who's going to get the block. Or are you the blocker who's like, let's put my middle in a position to get the block because I'm not maybe a very good blocker. The great Russ Rose said one time that you don't have to be a big blocker. You just have to be a good one. That can mean different things.
So Boston College climbing back just a bit here. Is Virginia Tech. That lands in for the Hokies. So 15-12 brings us to our first break. We got a good one here in Blacksburg. Hokies up 3.
And done. A complete list of reasons why the ACC is great.
You forgot ACC game days.
And football.
Yes.
Hoops. Oh, I was gonna say hoops. Every sport, really.
I see.
From East Coast to West.
Precisely.
One at a time.
No one can touch us.
Slow down.
Y'all, it's us. We all make the ACC great. Oh, okay.
Hoops.
And football. And hoops.
We're all attractive.
And we're smart.
Lacrosse, swimming,
Baseball.
We're gonna need a bigger board.
What about gymnastics? Volleyball. We got them all.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Be the first to bring the four home today.
Time to save the planet.
We're ready.
Line them up, Johnny!
It's certified fresh and one of the best superhero movies of all time.
What time is it? It's Clobber time!
The Fantastic Four. Buy it now, only on digital.
What does it mean to live a rich life? It means brave first leaps, tearful goodbyes, and everything in between. With over 100 years navigating market ups and downs, we'll help you move ahead with confidence.
Hokies enjoying the lead here, 15-12. It's been a good one so far in Blacksburg. And, Virginia Tech, we look at that lineup they throw out there to begin. Adeline Hundle gets the first or second kill of the match. She hadn't really played a lot this season, so a bit of a curveball there thrown by Marcy Byers.
Yeah, she's replacing Ainsley Ranstead in the lineup for Virginia Tech. A little bit of a shuffle. I mean, trying to find the right mix, right, Bailey?
Right. This is a Hokies team trying to get its first win in the ACC since October of 2024. And could be a good opportunity here against a Boston College team coming off of traveling down to Charlottesville. Did win on Friday, but so far, so good for the Hokies. And a block out of the timeout. Bella Ehrlich, the freshman, right there for the solo.
It's good read from Ehrlich. Really good block setup here. 31 is that pushed out quick set. It's called a 31. The 31s, they're meant to be kind of a gap set. Find a gap between blockers. Some programs call it a gap. Find a gap between the right side blocker and the middle blocker. But if the middle commits hard to it, like she did, it's hard sometimes to move around the block, to hit angles on a 31.
Right out of the timeout, Boston College has tied it up.
I think Mishler and Holiday are strong 31 hitters. I really like the gap. The 31, the gap is, you call it like a gap go. So you run the 31, and then you set the outside hitter up over top of it because you get the middle blocker jumping with the middle. Make it really hard. That's going to be a back row attack, back row block. Back row block on Erica Valesky there with the overpass. You use that gap set, that 31, to set up your left side hitter. Make it really hard for the middle and right side blockers to stay with the quick hitter and then to get outside for the left side.
Boston College on a 4-0 run here. Hokies trying to answer with Malinowski. Another chance for Malinowski. Ball falls in the corner to knot it up at 16 apiece.
Two big plays there from Malinowski, and only one's going to go in the stat book. Before this is a good swing down the line, but before that, Malinowski had a very good positive block touch. So the set was a little high on the outside. She was on her way down. She maintained a solid block, had a good touch, slowed it down for Peyton Woods to dig, and now you've created a transition opportunity.
So ending the Boston College run. Valesky from Malinowski again. Dig from Ehrlich.
Really tight set. Still alive here.
Off of the net, right-handed swing, and what an answer from Ross.
Brooklyn Yellen made a big play on the cover there. That play was over. She slides in to cover. Ross just goes straight up. Just no approach, jumps straight up, takes it hard cross court.
No dig there. Ehrlich could not keep the ball in. Ties it up again, 17-17.
Coverage is, blocker coverage is not another thing that doesn't show up in the stats. If you want to be a beloved teammate, we lead the charge in coverage. That's something we always tell liberos. You are the front line. You are the front line on coverage. You get right up in there, underneath the block, take all the ricochets, just trying to get something on it to keep the play alive.
Another block. Mishler's had a great game so far.
And so here there's no coverage at all from Boston College. Nobody covered on that play at all. Sometimes it gets weird when you set back row attackers. It's harder to cover. The point of attack's further away. Hitters are doing their own thing, going other places. You still have to charge the point of attack.
Ross finds some space. As now Harrington jogs in. Hoppus off. Lucy Mott, as we said at the top, coming off of her best game of the season against Virginia. Hokies really have not faltered so far in this first set. Gave up a little bit of a run there. It was a 4-0 run for Boston College. Now 6 away from taking set number 1.
This is where this becomes crunch time. This is winning time here. Get to around 20 points.
Cooper. Ross once again.
Every kill from Ross so far has been cross court. Has been cross court. If I'm Virginia Tech, if I'm Hundle here, we got to move that block inside. Oh, that's just
right over the tape. It's an ace that gives Boston College the lead.
If you could do that on command, you'd make $1 million
Do you think
a
he
year.
meant to do that?
No. You know how many hours I've spent in a volleyball gym trying to do that on command?
Let's see if she can do it again. This time goes conventionally over the tape. Hundle able to seek a little bit of a gap there to tie it back up.
Ross got to bring more from the service line in that spot. Up 2019 after serving an ace. That's a lollipop. Way too easy for Virginia Tech to get in the system there.
Going into the bench. A little bit of panic mode there for Boston College, but able to answer with Yelland. Dropping right in for Holiday, and the Hokies take the lead.
Holiday didn't have much of a choice there. That set was super low. A timeout here from Jason Kennedy, Boston College.
So Jason Kennedy and Boston College trying to come up with an answer here, but look at the freshman in Holiday.
All right, I take it back. That set wasn't low. It was a good set. Holiday tipping because she wanted to, not because she had to. But Boston College just caught totally flat-footed, literally flat-footed in that situation.
Yeah. So what do you think Jason Kennedy's telling them here?
If you have to expect, I am telling Audrey Ross, you have to expect the serve to come to you right now. You just shanked that one into the bench. They're probably going to come right back. So let's get in system. It's a 2-hitter phase right now, so it's a front row setter. We can pass a little tighter than net. We don't have to worry about it because Mott is front row, so it's okay. Let's set up our best play. Part of the issue is you run a 6-2 traditionally, so you don't run a lot of 2-hitter phase stuff in practice. You typically are in a 3-hitter phase. So this is an adjustment for them.
And speaking of hitters, gonna see it look good.
Boy, I take it all back. They are in rotation 2, not rotation 5. Mott is back row here. I take it all back.
So let's see what Virginia Tech can come back with out of this timeout. You can look at some of these players here. Ranstead not in the lineup today. That's why Hundle is in. We've seen a good amount from Peyton Woods today to start it off for Virginia Tech. All of these transfers and then a brand new freshman in Holiday. Hokies take a look at that team from 2024 now into 2025. Almost a brand new roster. And Woods comes out to the floor with Holiday, Brandalise, Cooper, And it's going to be Mishler ready to serve.
The only player on the floor here for Virginia Tech who's even on the team last year is Mishler serving.
Cranked over, and the ball tips off of the hands of Virginia Tech. So right out of the timeout, Boston College answers. They were able to do this in the media timeout as well. They got on a little bit of a run. Virginia Tech does not have time here in the first set to allow Boston College to get on a run like that. So here is Brooklyn Yelland. Woods blocked. Here comes Hundle. She's blocked as well.
It's good coverage both times from the Hokies. That was unconventional.
And goes over the net nonetheless. Ehrlich.
First team that takes a hard swing is going to win this.
Will that be? Is it going to be Virginia Tech here? Big swing from Woods. There's Ross. That was likely the hardest swing of the sequence, and Boston College does win that rally.
Yeah, that's a big swing from Ross. This is a really high set here. That's probably higher than they ever practiced in their gym. Block doesn't get closed. Block gets tooled for the kill.
And Hokies answer with Holiday.
Neither team is defending particularly well here. BC's hitting 385, Virginia Tech hitting 364. Some big numbers. Don't think that's really sustainable for either team. That's not really their identity. Who can dial in defensively here? Especially as you're trying to close out a set.
There's Rock. Randalise.
That's out.
Hits the pin. It's out. So Boston College only 2 away. As Jake said, who's going to step up defensively here?
And so Brandalise is front row now. Virginia Tech is almost certainly out of substitutions for the rest of the set. So Brandalise, who usually only plays back row, is now front row setter.
Oh, just with the fingertips for Danica Rock.
I like the idea there for Brianna Holiday. I think it's if that tip gets past the block, it's a kill. The Rock was looking for it.
So a timeout for Marcy Byers as Boston College stares at set point here. Now, right after that timeout, Eagles were able to answer, got on a bit of a rally here. And going off of that big sequence, you said that whoever's going to have the big swing is going to end up winning this. Audrey Ross did just that. And it's been mostly the Audrey Ross show for Boston College. She's got 5 kills, 6 total attacks.
It's a tough rotation for Virginia Tech. Again, they're out of subs. So you got a front row setter. What that means, Brandon Lee's probably not much of a threat to attack the second ball. She's probably not going to dump. So if you're Boston College, you're telling Rock you can pinch in and really, really help hard on the middle blocker. You don't have to worry. If Holiday stays in front of the setter, you stay in front of the setter and have a very easy double block on the one ball. But then also it makes it easier for your middle blocker to go release on the left side against Woods. So what you can do here is Virginia Tech, you can play into that. Run a 31 with the go over top of it and create an isolation situation, or go Holiday on the slide.
Hoppus serves. Boston College set point. Woods keeping Virginia Tech in it. It will remain Boston College set point, but the Hokies back within 1.
So they went slide 4 there. You can see Holiday going behind. Ehrlich doesn't quite commit, but she goes really hard to the outside. Woods is able to get the kill around Mott. That's what you get. You don't have setters who play a lot of front row. They don't block a ton in matches. They might block in practice, but setting the block in the right place. I talked earlier about, got to know what kind of pin blocker you are. If you're a setter who's a 6'2" setter and you find yourself in the front row, you're the kind that sets the block for the middle to block. So I actually I would have a smaller setter go block line more, challenge them to hit over you down the line, because you got a defender and then you have out of bounds right there, and that means that the middle blocker is going to get more in their face. Okay, if you block hard cross as a smaller blocker, you're asking yourself to try and take up a ton of space.
So you're Virginia Tech right here. You got the serve. You still need to tie this up to try to take the set point opportunity off. What's the play you're drawing up for Peyton Woods and company here?
Well, you can't let Boston College score on off speed here. If they get a good pass and they run something good and they get a hard swing for a kill, okay, that's fine. You can't let Ross beat you on a pipe out of the back row on a bailout or something like that. Can't let a tip or a roll shot beat you here. Get a good block touch on a good set and see if you can transition.
Peyton Woods trying to keep the Hokies' hopes alive in set number 1. Just off of the tape. Here's Mott. Rock does not hit a Hokie, so there goes set point. It's 24-24.
It's big for Woods, because the last time coming out of timeout, Peyton Woods put it in the bottom of the net. She almost serves the net there, too. Anything tight, you've got to be super aggressive as a blocker here for Virginia Tech, and that's just in the middle of the net.
Service error, an untimely one at that. So back to set point for Boston College. That's the 4th one for the Hokies. Rock ready for the serve here, and ace gives Boston College the lead.
You got Aisha Carrick in the back row, really in the opposite spot right now. Doesn't receive a lot for Virginia Tech.
See if Rock goes to her. He does. Hazelton. And we keep going here in set number 1.
So Carrick's in, I imagine we don't see the substitution numbers in our stats. Imagine Virginia Tech's use their 15 subs. Carrick's in there because she's left-handed. She'll play right side here, provided unless they have another sub. Next rotation, if she rotates in the front row, she can stay and play 6 rotations as a left-handed right side. Ross back in the front row here for Boston College.
They go right to her. Brandalise over, and now it's Virginia Tech's chance at set point.
Hazelton got away with one there. Not much of a transition for her from defense to her approach. Just kind of jumped straight up. Yep, no transition. I'm going to tip it, and Boston College kind of makes a hash out of it there.
Right back to Ross. She attacks the block and wipes off the set point opportunity.
Right at Brandalise. That's where I would be going. I'd be telling all of my outside hitters in this situation. I'm telling Mott every ball goes to Ross here at the end of the match and at the end of the set. You got your best hitter in the front row right now, matched up on a small blocker. Set her every time.
So here's Savannah Curtis. Have not seen her yet today. Hazelton goes right at Curtis. Set point for the Hokies once more.
Okay, Brandalise rotates back. Carrick's in the front row now. That matchup was Aisha Carrick and Ross.
That's right over the line. Boston College had to just stare, I'm sure, for what felt like 5 minutes as that ball fell out of bounds.
That one did not feel like it was going out of bounds when it was crossing the net. It looks like it caught a little air current there at the last second. Floated away.
Lucy Mott ready to serve. And Elise for Hazelton, down the line and in.
Big swing from Hazelton on the right side. Woods, Hazelton, Ainsley Ranstead when she's in, they're kind of interchangeable left side, right side here for Virginia Tech. They swing well on both pins.
Ross. Well, she has just been there every time that Boston College has needed her so far in this first set. So we keep going at 28-28.
Well, she rotates to the back row now. But again, that's good run from BC, Good pass. Roach is able to hold Mishler as the middle blocker. Uh-oh.
The tape back for Fava. Woods has to put a lot of air under it. Blasted way out. That was Harrington, who did not get a great piece of that at all for the Eagles.
Looked like she was swinging hands there for a second and just missed.
So Virginia Tech set point. They won the first set against Syracuse a few nights ago, 30-28. See if they can do it again against the Eagles here. Harrington gets another try at it.
No touch. Yep.
And that will do it here in set number 1. Virginia Tech rallies back after being down a few times there and wins set 1, 30-28. And ended up winning 30-28.
I mean, where Boston College lost it and Virginia Tech won it is when Ross got that huge kill on the left side, thumped one right in the middle of the floor, and then rotated to the back row. She had 7 kills on 9 swings. I said she's hitting 778, Audrey Ross's. So she rotates to the back row, and the offense kind of fizzles out there for Boston College. I'd set her today. I would set her till her arm fell off. Sometimes people make things too complicated, Bailey.
And it didn't seem, like you said, Virginia Tech really didn't have much of an answer for Ross.
No. None whatsoever. So I think that you have different ways you can go about dealing with her. I think that you, first of all, make her pass every ball in serve receive, front row and back row. Like, make her work. And if she starts killing you as a passer, that's fine. But you try and increase her workload, try and tire her out, try and slow her down a little bit, try and get her out of the offense some. Although sometimes that backfires with really good left side hitters, that they start passing poorly, and so the setters have to set them because they can't set anybody else. So you kind of end up feeding the player you're trying to stop.
By the way, for Mishler there, that was her 3rd kill on 3 attacks.
Set your middles. I tell every young setter, set your middles. They'll make you look good.
She has made the Hokies look good so far here today. Boston College, though, jumping on Virginia Tech in set number 2.
Eye-popping offensive numbers here. 372 hitting percentage for Virginia Tech and 324 for Boston College.
And you said earlier that's not sustainable.
I mean, it is against trend for both teams. I mean, if you hit 350 on the year, you're probably winning. You're probably playing in the Final Four. It's just, teams just don't do that really. Although we had, Virginia Tech and Stanford last Sunday. This one just catches inside the back line there. Virginia Tech and Stanford last Sunday did the same thing, though. I mean, Stanford hit like 460, and Virginia Tech hit over 350. Really wild level of efficiency.
Yeah, Stanford with that big matchup tonight against Louisville.
I'll be watching.
5 o'clock on ESPN. There's Rock. Beyond the line. Hokies get the serve back.
So Mishler, she's so interesting. She only appeared in, I think, 2 matches last year for Virginia Tech. And now she's, again, every match starter, and she's the serving middle, which means she's the serve and defending middle. It's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility.
And when you ask Marcy Byers about, who has jumped out as a leader, a great surprise, she did not hesitate at all to mention Izzy Mishler.
Look, you see with Virginia Tech, if Mishler's a sophomore, Holiday's a freshman, you're hoping that for the next 3 years, your middles are kind of set. If you end up recruiting somebody to beat the 2 of them out, you're happy about it. That was in. Well, it's just, if you hit the ball here, with a swing down the line, that whole approach is down the line. You hit the ball there, you win. It's pretty hard to do. That's a kill in pretty much every gym.
On back, there's Ross. 3-point lead for Boston College.
It's just a hole in the block right there between Hundle and Holiday. Hokies did well to get Hundle isolated on the right side against Ross. Got her one-on-one. Couldn't make the connection. Hundle can only tip. Got to get a full swing there. Get everything else the way you wanted it.
Woods over the block.
It's inside.
Ross again, turning it up for Boston College.
She's got this big, RJ Ross has this big, long arm swing. Some people keep it very compact, short, and choppy. Hers is very long. I think that Virginia Tech's having a little bit of trouble with the block timing. She's swinging later than they expect.
Ross coming off of a great matchup against the Cavaliers. Already has 9 kills tonight. She had 12 in the 3-set victory up in Charlottesville.
Yeah. Yep. They don't let you run those down anymore. Those ones that are outside the pole on the other side of the court. You used to be able to go get them.
Why make that change, actually? Safety reasons?
Player safety.
Yeah, makes sense.
Player
okay.
safety. Not every arena, not every gym in the country had the necessary 3 meters of space on either side of the pole. So, yeah, they decided to just get rid of the rule. It's one of those things where when you're a player, like, why can't I go up in the stands to get a ball? Why can't I go diving over the scorer's table to get a ball? And then you start coaching, you're like, yeah, please don't. We'll get the next one, guys. Like, we had a player when I was at college at Charleston, Alexis Lowe's, who's a wonderful player and a wonderful person. Her teammates used to get so mad at her because she would do things like run into a wall in practice and like trying to go get a ball. And she played so hard, she'd get hurt. And her teammates would get mad at her, like, no, if you're hurt, you can't play, and we need you. I remember seeing that. I remember seeing her dive over a chair in warm-ups playing Pepper with a teammate. And we're like, what are you doing? Like, stop it.
Please. Hokies call a timeout. Boston College enjoying a 10-5 lead, trying to bounce back after dropping set number 1. Eagles up here in set 2.
This is where the real trouble begins.
What did you think was going to happen? Writing hit pieces about a powerful family.
Behind every great fortune is a great crime.
Is this blood money?
FX is the lowdown. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Fall in Georgia is awesome, but kind of crazy. And who has time to shop for natural gas?
Hey, get down.
Burgers are done. That's why Georgia Natural Gas keeps it simple, with great rates and reliable service. Kind of makes you feel all warm inside and outside. So sign up with GNG and get $100 off your first bill, because these days, simple is just what you need.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Audrey Ross leading the way. She's hitting 750, Jake, so far in this one.
Virginia Tech has not had an answer for Audrey Ross. She's scoring out of the back row, left side. The most impressive thing for her is, I'd say 3 or 4 of her 9 kills already have been in really out-of-system situations. You want an outside hitter who can be a garbage man, who can kind of take out the trash on the bad passes, the bad sets. Ross isn't just keeping the ball on the court. She's earning points off of him.
Hokies trying to respond out of the timeout. Peyton Woods does just that for Virginia Tech, who's also put together a really solid afternoon for Virginia Tech. That's her 7th kill and now swinging at a 353 clip.
I mean, ask Jason Kennedy about it before this set. Like, how are you going to slow down left side attack here? All 4 left sides in this match. Ross at 750, Rock at 364, Hazelton and Woods for Virginia Tech at 417 and 353. Like, another kill from Ross. Someone's got to stop a left side hitter at some point.
Hokies couldn't do it there, and that's now into double digits for Audrey Ross with 10 kills on the day.
Yeah, again, there are blocks early on her. It's a subtle timing difference, but you've got to tell them to wait longer than you think on Audrey Ross, because if you're on your way down, you're not going to block anything, and frankly, you're going to get used a lot. You're going to get tooled a ton. So not only are you not earning points off your block, you're costing your team points. So I'd be on right side, left side, right side and middle blockers. Wait a little bit longer. Be late on your block. Usually want to dig early, block late. That's a block on time right there from Audrey Ross.
Ross right there. Boy, Boston College has been dialed in here in set number 2.
Totally.
After dropping that first set, it was 30-28. Now 13-6. We're good enough for 6th in the ACC as this Boston College team tries to tie it up and get its second ACC win of the year. Hokies bounce back.
Hitting errors will kill you, Bailey.
Well, trying to here with that hitting error, and now 13-6. They gave the ball to Boston College. Yeah, so
touch.
We've had a couple of calls like this here today where everyone's been confused, including us over here. But now it says 13-7.
They're calling. They went back and called. I don't know who came up with the touch. It was a line judge, the up ref, somebody. That ball looked like it was just 25 feet out of bounds.
Original call was point Virginia Tech. Boston College is challenging the touch.
Yeah, that came in really late. I think everybody had kind of, had physically and emotionally moved on here.
Where was that touch? Okay, all right.
Okay, line judge on our side. So far line judge called it. I don't know
where that got touched.
Yeah, I don't think this should take very long.
Now I feel okay.
But no.
The other angle that we just saw from the end zone, if you will.
Yeah. That was cool how the ball was just suspended there.
From that angle, it does look like Cornelia Roach is very close.
After review, the point is reversed. It will be point Boston College.
That is the correct call. Yeah. That happens. It happens. We move on.
And that's what we do. All right. So instead of 13-7, it's 14-6. And play resumes with Lucy Mott. Boston College, everyone was calling out there. Mott kept the ball alive.
Nah, they just wanted to get the ball to Ross one more time.
15-6, 11 kills for Audrey Ross.
It's always great when you're, as a player, when you play a ball that's out of bounds, and as you're playing it, you know it's out of bounds, and you're actively apologizing to your team for playing the ball. Sometimes you can't help yourself.
From the back, and the Hokies stop Boston College's run.
Serving for Virginia Tech, number 6, Erica Fava.
Erica Fava, new addition to this Virginia Tech team, had a conversation with Marcy Byers last summer. And Fava didn't even know if she wanted to continue playing college volleyball, thought Virginia Tech was the right fit after a few years in the Summit League with Omaha. And she just got a dig there for the Hokies. Hazelton trying to spark something here for Virginia Tech. Found a little bit of space in the corner.
Rock's got to stay on her feet there. She kind of dives for it, but when you dive for it, you can't run anymore. You want a left side hitter trying to play a shot to the corner. Stay on your feet, run through it, go get it. My late mentor, Floyd Deaton, the former head coach at Xavier University, used to say, he goes, "Did you dig the ball?" And the player would say, "No." He goes, "Why are you on the floor?" It's like, did you get the ball? No. Then why did you dive? Diving is a recovery move, usually. It's a way that we can get up so we can get up faster.
There is Ross off of the block again. It has just been that type of day for Audrey Ross.
Now serving for Boston College, number 13, Audrey Ross.
And an error. So after seeing Virginia Tech led most of set number one, Boston College stormed back, made it interesting, almost won a few times. But there has been a noticeable difference here in set number two. What has jumped out to you as maybe a few of the most different things you've seen out of the Eagles here?
Well, nobody's playing any defense in this match right now. I mean, their offense is significantly better here. They hit 471 on only 17 swings, so they're getting better passes. Virginia Tech is struggling in serve receive. They're struggling to get into system. You start having to send free balls and serve receive, you're going to start getting beat. So perfect pass there from Boston College, right into system, able to run quick middle. Roach is going to be very effective, one-on-one in the middle, on a middle attack. It's a passing, it's a serve receive game, Bailey. It's a serving and serve receive game at every level, but especially in Division I in the ACC.
It's returned by Boston College. Hazelton. Popped up from Mott. Here comes Rock. Off with the block again.
Okay, so how do you respond if you are Virginia Tech? You won a nail biter in the first set. Take Mishler out, put Jordan Hallman in.
The first time we've seen Hallman today.
Hallman's kind of a like for like. She ball's out of bounds. Not going to hit a lot behind the center. Going to hit a lot of one ball, 31, that kind of thing, similar to Mishler.
(19-9).
You're at this point, honestly, you're just trying to find some rhythm. You're the Hokies. You're probably not coming back from 19-9 or 20-9. So start trying to rebuild your game. Find that rhythm. Let's do some small things. Let's do them well. Let's start stacking them on top of each other and try and find some good feeling going into what's almost certainly going to be 1-1 match.
Yeah, so now a timeout for Virginia Tech to try to generate some of that rhythm here going into the end of set number two.
I've seen it work before. I've been on both sides of it where you're getting blown out in a set and you're like, hey, no, like we're not giving up here. We need to do the right things, try and play well. And I've seen that lead directly into the next set, playing well in set 3 or playing well in set 4. I remember times where, you're up 2-1, just get blown out in the fourth. But the last 6-7 points, let's test some things on their defense. Let's run a couple things and see how Boston College responds to it. Because if they have a response you think that you can exploit, okay, well, now we know that. And going into the rest of the match, we can run this.
Boston College has certainly exploited Virginia Tech's defense there in that second set. Now up to swinging at 358. Virginia Tech has dipped below 300 at 298 after a solid start there in the first set.
It's another piece. Is like, let's make sure our defense is getting the looks that we want against their offense. Like, let's try this. Let's make sure we're defending the right way.
Yelland out of the timeout, serving for Boston College.
I'll tell you what, we have a really great shoe matchup today.
Oh, yeah.
The pink Nikes from Virginia Tech and these white New Balances at Boston College. The white New Balances are tremendous.
And the orange shoes on for Hundle here, puts it over the net. Comes a swing from Harrington. Woods. That's the answer the Hokies needed. Trying to get some rhythm going. There was no dig there from Ross.
That's good. Positive block touch from Hundle. easy dig turns into a really good, quick back row attack. See, I like Woods turning that towards the 1-6, or sorry, the 1-6 seam. Most pipe hitters are going to take it kind of the left back, kind of at the libero. She turns it the other direction.
Now falls just out of play for the error on the serve.
It's a harder swing, honestly, to go to attack right back as a right-handed player on a back row attack. Yeah, see, there we go. Those gum soles look great. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for that.
I don't think I've had a pair of New Balances in forever. I know that my dad and my grandfather, big fans of the old ones that you could just mow grass in.
Yeah, your time is coming.
My time is there. Okay.
Yeah.
22-10. Look at those. Been a clean matchup here today. Hokies have looked good in the
sharp
and the Dig Pink matchup here, the annual game.
These are KDs.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Nice. Woods sparking something for the Hokies now. She's into double digits with 10 kills.
Something you get working in college athletics is you get really invested in your shoe game.
Right.
As you know, like.
Yeah. I mean, you go to like these conferences and stuff, and you just see people mixing the Jordans with the suits and stuff. Where do you stand on that, by the way?
Bad look.
You don't like that? Okay.
No, sneakers with tailoring is bad.
Gotcha. You kind of there's a certain aspect where you start looking like Jerry Seinfeld.
Look, no, never, ever, ever, ever.
Struck a chord here.
Oxfords or loafers with tailoring.
There you go. Okay.
All right. If you're cool enough, you can get away with like cowboy boots.
Right.
I'm not.
Okay.
So, but no.
Yeah.
Sneakers with the suit is awful.
23-11. New Balances and all. Here comes Rock. Woods again.
Woods heating up here a little at the end of set 2.
And just what you were talking about, it's unlikely that Virginia Tech can come back and win this, but you are starting to see a little bit more of a spark, led by Peyton Woods here after that timeout for Virginia Tech. If they're able to pull off an amazing comeback here, that's obviously a plus, but if they can get a little bit more going into set number 3, it would be a win for Virginia Tech. And just flips over the net. A point for Boston College here is set point.
Serving for Boston College, number 22, Savannah Curtis.
Oh, Savannah Curtis slam the door shut here in set number 2. Send us all tied up at set number 3. And right at Ross, or excuse me, Woods. Woods again.
I like that D1 swing down the line there. Cross body swing from Woods. Haven't seen that out of her yet.
First time in for Sequoia Lane for Boston College as well. Virginia Tech still loose. Here comes Peyton Woods. He's now tied with Ross in the amount of kills in this one. 12 kills, 24 total attacks for Peyton Woods. Swatted down by Roach and lands in for Virginia Tech.
Holiday just had her hands up over her head and just kind of lucked into it there. Yeah, Roach tries to finish the play. Oh, yep, hands up. All right, she was a little more intentional there than I thought initially.
Over the line, and that is it for set number 2. All tied up. Boston College answers in the second set after dropping the first one 30-28. Eagles there in set number 2. And ready to serve out of the break, it's going to be Mott for Boston College. Sophomore from Toledo, Ohio.
Jordan Hallman staying in the match here. That was not a double. They won't call it. It's not a double anymore.
Stifled on that right into the net off the swing from Roach.
So Bailey, now as long as your team is the next team to touch the ball, there will not be a whistle for a double contact. So if that set from Hundle went over the net, then that would have been a very, very easy whistle. But we're not calling it anymore.
Why is that?
It's the way the sport's been going for the last 20, 25 years. International ball, they really don't call doubles and haven't for a long time. We have been slow to adapt here in the United States, particularly in the college games, really in the high school game. Want fewer whistles. You know, the theory is, okay, like a set that's really butchered like that isn't going to be a very hittable set, so it's not an advantage for the offense. My argument to that would be it's an advantage to not get whistled for a ball handling error.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, to be able to continue playing. But that's the theory, is fewer whistles. You know, it's a purely a judgment call, and they've been trying, as long as I've been in the sport, they've been trying to take as many of those judgment calls out. It's got to get boring for the up ref, though, man. He doesn't have anything to call.
Doesn't have as much to do anymore.
Doesn't have anything to call. Like,
so on the line here, Virginia Tech trying to snap an ACC losing streak. Last win in the conference was against Clemson, October of last year. Boston College, great start at the beginning of the year, 12-3. Had a bit of a tough weekend last week, lost to Bryant. And a couple of tough matches after that, and then bounced back in Charlottesville. But now a point for Boston College to take the lead here in set 3.
Serving for Boston College, number 16, Brooklyn Geller.
I mean, no shame in losing to Louisville, but losing at home to Bryant, that's got to make you ask some questions there. And I think that responding to a 3-match losing streak by going on the road to beat Virginia, I think Jason Kennedy's got to be pretty happy with that.
Huge block there, Harrington and Ehrlich.
That's a 6th block for Boston College.
Hokies answer back, as opposed to Virginia Tech, by the way, who only has 2 blocks. So how could the Hokies respond here? Talked about it earlier, won that first set, really got dominated in the second set.
Yeah, you got to show that you can slow somebody down. Dial in the defense, get Boston College out of system, just like here, and then you have to be able to convert these situations.
Hazelton blocked again.
So my issue with that is that's an out-of-system spot. You're the libero setting. Look at the coverage here. There's no looking, but you can't look behind you to see if anybody's going to take that. If you can get a ball in coverage, it's yours. Like there's no question. If you can play it, it's yours. Don't wait for somebody else to get it. Like, you have people in position to cover a hitter, and you know that she just got blocked, and it's an out-of-system situation with a double block in front of her. You've got to sell out more in coverage. You don't. It's one of those things where they talk about, like, you don't have. Everybody can give effort, right? You know what I mean? Anybody can cover a hitter. Get out there, get low, get your hands open, try and make a play. Whew. That one almost landed in. That one dropped right there at the end.
Now, Boston College has showed a good amount of confidence there on some of those close serves that are just about a foot away from dropping in for an ace.
That's why you've got the person in the back calling in and out.
Right.
It's an important job.
Malinowski. I haven't really called on her name as much But she's been with this program for quite a while now. Sarah Malinowski's got a great opportunity after volleyball to go work with Boeing, and has been working with them the last few summers. Has actually came into the program a bit late this year, and Marcy Byers actually commended her for how easily she was able to jump right back into volleyball after a professional development opportunity with Boeing.
Yeah, man, it's got to be nice having that job locked up, headed into your last season of college volleyball.
A 7-5.
Serving for Boston College, number 29, Bella Ehrlich.
Malinowski brings more physicality to that right side spot for the Hokies, something that they haven't had a whole lot of in recent years. Touch off the block there on the swing from Peyton Woods out of the back row. They're really starting to find Woods on these Bicks, these quick pipes.
And Cornelia Roach for Boston College immediately said you should challenge that.
I mean, look, there's selling it, and then there's actually I didn't touch it. I think I didn't touch that at all. You're always going to tell. I mean, you're always going to say you didn't. It's funny where they get to the at the international level. We'll hear from Daniel Leak right here.
Original call is point Virginia Tech. Boston College is challenging no touch on the play.
With the Bolt 6 system that they use in the Olympics, they're using in some of our preseason events, your early season events this year in college volleyball. They have these high-speed cameras, focused on areas of the net. They're so good that it's gotten to the point you watch like pro matches, international matches, where players will just if they touched it, they'll just go to their coach like I touched it.
Right.
Like and then they'll tell the referee like I touched it. Like we're not let's not waste our time here. I know you're going to see it. It's actually really nice. Hard to tell here. It's without being able to see. Man,
I don't think she hits that.
I don't think so either.
After review, there was no touch. It's Boston College ball.
Wow,
that's fair. Pretty quick. But yeah, they've gotten to the point where if a coach is about ready to go challenge, their players will just tell the referee let's not waste our time. Let's move on.
To be fair about wasting time, that was so quick.
That was quick.
That was no waste at all.
That was quick. You know how I feel about replay review,
right,
Bailey? I'm not a fan.
I tell you, these reviews have been really good. Now, it wasn't quick as the last one. At least that was within inches of hitting her hands. All right, Boston College up 8-5. And the Hokies respond. Hundle does. 6 kill for Hundle.
Serving for Virginia Tech, number 23, Ivy Cooper.
I think Boston College will want that one back. Bella Ehrlich out there is the middle, serving and defending. And as a defense, you want left side hitters tipping and hitting roll shots. Much easier to defend off speed than hard hits.
It's an ace for Virginia Tech. Ivy Cooper comes in and gets Virginia Tech back into a 1-point game.
I'd keep it on Ross here if you can. Keep serving Ross. It's not just that she just got aced, but she's front row here. She's going to make her go past to attack. See how hard Rock is angled there? It's out. Yep. Easiest call, line judge. If it hits you, it's out. Although I will tell you, I was line judging in a college match several years ago, and it wasn't a serve, it was a hard swing, and they hit it right at me, and it hit me in the foot. I'm like, easy, it's out. And I looked down, and I was standing on the line.
Oh, no.
I was out of position. I was like, oh, no.
Again, kept alive. Good answer there for Harrington.
That was kind of a desperation play there from Harrington and Virginia Tech. Just kind of giving a gift here, and nobody goes to dig the ball.
Hundle's blocked. Audrey Ross gets the solo for BC.
Oh, that's a big move from Audrey Ross. Oh, the big old swing. Great timing. Great finish. That's the best. That's the best feeling, Bailey. A big solo block.
It looked like Ross was pretty excited about it, as was her teammate Cornelia Roach. But just after that, there's a service error. Virginia Tech still in it, still hanging around, trying to stop any sort of long stretch, some long run from Boston College that really penalized the Hokies in the second set. 9 service errors for the Hokies. And now an ace, though.
I think you have to keep serving her. You have to keep serving Ross. She's starting to get a little shaky in receive. You can see that, you know, I would, if I'm Rock, I'm coming to take more court away from her. Make it harder and harder and harder to put the ball on Ross.
She does go to Ross.
It's a good pass.
And now Virginia Tech has put together a bit of a run here.
This is rotation 1. Again, keep serving Ross.
Almost went at Ross instead. Goes right back to her on the attack, and there goes Boston College's best player today, Audrey Ross.
Well executed from BC right there. Not a great pass from Rock, but because she took that seam, that ball that was kind of in between her and Audrey Ross, it freed Ross up to just take a full approach.
There's Hundle.
And that affects different players in different ways. You know, some players really like going past to attack. It doesn't affect them. Some players, it does affect their ability to jump. I remember we had a player when I was at Georgetown who was a tremendous serve receiver and our best left side hitter, and teams would serve her all the time. And she had like a 12-inch vertical. Like that kid could not jump. And she's like, yeah, pass me all day. I can't jump anyway. You know, and she was a great passer.
I was about to say, I'm so washed. I was like, oh, 12-inch vertical. That doesn't sound too bad.
I think she's someone who actually, when she jumped, she actually hit from a lower point. She's a great passer, man. She was awesome.
Hokies have tied it up. Dulesky. Harrington hammers a ball down.
Yeah, blocks right there, though. A little bit better execution from Virginia Tech might turn that into a positive touch or a stuff. Getting close here to the media timeout at 15, Bailey.
Who's going to roll into that timeout with momentum? Will it be Boston College here? It's tilted the way of Virginia Tech the last few sequences. Off of the net, and point Virginia Tech.
Ehrlich missed it the first time. After Yellen dug it, Ehrlich missed it. It went into the net, and then she went to play it out of the net. And I think it's carry. So Ehrlich has done a very good job on blocking these middle attacks from Virginia Tech. It's like the third time that she's gotten her hands on a 1-ball or a 31.
Diving play, Fava. Back for Woods, and a block is right there, courtesy Danica Rock.
Everybody's bunched in here on that pipe. Oh, it's a good move from Rock to come in and close. So as a left side blocker, you're usually the one setting the block, unless it's a back row attack, or 2-ball or a pipe or something like that up the middle of the court. Then your job is to come get close to the middle.
Oh, whiff. Stuff down Ehrlich. Fava's right there. Rock with the big swing sends us to a break. Boston College Going into this one, 15-13, all tied up, one set apiece. Eagles got a little bit of momentum in set 3.
Fall in Georgia is awesome, but kind of crazy. And who has time to shop for natural gas?
Hey, get down.
Burgers are done. That's why Georgia Natural Gas keeps it simple, with great rates and reliable service. Kind of makes you feel all warm inside and outside. So sign up with GNG and get $100 off your first bill, because these days, simple is just what you need.
The Great Fire of 1835 forced most insurance companies to close, but not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Let's order boring, overpriced food for the gang.
Hey guys, try Little Caesar's cheesesteak crazy puffs instead.
They're only $3.99. Can't beat that in this economy.
Cheesesteak? Little Caesars is the real deal.
Any other advice?
Yes, avoid highways. Now, Saquon?
No.
Now?
There's a car right there.
What's a car? Try new cheesesteak crazy puffs for $3.99. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza.
Oh, that's going to be a big one. Take a look at what that's going to mean with the RPI and the ACC when Louisville and Stanford take on each other here at 5 p.m. today. ACC, and we talked about this with Marcy and Coach Marcy Byers and Coach Kennedy as well. The ACC, with the addition of those 3 schools last year, getting so much deeper.
It's as good at the top as any league in the country, and it's wild to me to say that as someone, when I coached in the ACC 10 years ago, it was not there. But Louisville getting elite, Pitt becoming elite, Stanford coming in, Georgia Tech being good, Miami being good. It's really a wonderful thing for ACC volleyball. It's funny, last Sunday when Stanford played Virginia Tech, Elia Rubin, who was in that promo, they're All-American outside, did not play. She, Kevin Hambley rested her for that match. And I was talking to her before the match. He told me she wasn't going to play. I said, man, Kevin, I'm bummed. I've been watching her play for years, and I was excited to see her in person. He goes, yeah, she's really good. He's like, you should have been excited.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, she's really good.
I do not blame you.
I'm like, good. Glad we're on the same page here.
Point for the Hokies out of the timeout. Brought us here so far. Virginia Tech won the first set 30-28, really back and forth between the Hokies and the Eagles. Eagles responded 25-14 second set, and now up by 2 here in the third. The block is there. Malinowski and Hallman. And then the juice back for Virginia Tech.
That's good closing. Hallman does very well. You see she almost rotates her torso back to the middle of the court. Like to tell blockers, reach for middle back. Like reach for the middle back part of the court. Reach for zone 6. Otherwise, you can end up, it's a good run here on the slide, yep. Excellent pass from Audrey Ross. Turns into a kill on the slide for Ehrlich. If you reach for middle back, you avoid reaching out at the hitter. If you reach to the hitter, very often you can end up blocking the ball back at the hitter out of bounds. So you always want to almost reach away from the hitter, reach to middle back. Hallman did a very good job doing that there.
Daleski for Malinowski. Easy block for Ehrlich and Ross.
It's not shots. It's not shots. You got to take full swings. I don't think that's. I think Sarah Malinowski is best when she is taking a full swing.
Malinowski. Another quick block. Hallman's got a few here in the third set.
And so that's why Hallman's in the match and Mishler's on the bench right now. Mishra was hitting well, had 3 kills on 3 attempts with no hitting errors, but the block wasn't getting the job done. Hallman has come in and made an immediate impact defensively, which is what both teams really need.
Ross, too far that time. Rare error for Audrey Ross. Just her second of the night.
I keep working that seam again between Ross and Yelland. See where the serve goes here, right at Ross.
Faba's there. Teed up for Ehrlich.
I think the Virginia Tech block is doing better with timing Ross. Waiting a little bit longer. You know, you didn't get that point, but you're encouraged by that result. You know, the block is taking enough away that in 2 points, you know, Ross makes a hitting error out of bounds and then does get dug. It's an overpass. That's really kind of 2 stops on 2 swings.
Ross again,
Make it
blocked. Hokies finding a way to defend the Boston College outside hitter.
Jordan Hallman again.
Well, Jordan Hallman coming off of the bench in this game. She has made a difference in the 3rd set.
You're hoping that's what your seniors can do.
It's an overpass. Hokies recover. Woods. Comes Ross right back into the swing of things. Harrington runs in. Hoppus goes off.
This is a set where, like in set 1, Virginia Tech's going to start getting low on substitutions here.
Ross, way too far. No, it says it goes off of the hands of Virginia Tech. Hokies do not argue.
No, Hundle said right away that she got it. Yep.
Timeout, Virginia Tech. Get another look at this one. Another kill from Ross, and yes, that goes off of the fingertips.
It's a good swing. That's a professional swing right there. Using the block like that.
So 21-18, Hokies have hung in there in the 3rd set. And Audrey Ross, story of the day, 16 kills coming off a night where she had 12 against the Who's. And season high this year was 20 kills, and she's pretty close to that. Likely going to eclipse that here with at least one more set to play.
It's down 21-18. Coming out of timeout. You still have another timeout after this. Virginia Tech does. You're going to want to set up your best play. I think that you're going to want your receivers, your serve receivers, your passers, tell them to be aggressive here. You know, be aggressive moving your feet, attack these serves. This is not, you know, Mott has not been, you know, serving bullets here. I always like attacking weaker serves. Like, don't wait for it to get to you. Sometimes the longer a soft float serve has to move, it can start doing weird things. So be aggressive. Rotation 2 here, so you've got Hallman, Hundle, and Woods. I'd like to keep Hallman tight to the center, 1 ball, 5 ball. See if you can get Woods one-on-one out there against Harrington. Good pass. Got the one-on-one.
Brand-Elise right to Woods. It's just what the Hokies wanted.
That is excellent execution coming out of timeout. Watch what the good pass here does. Hallman holds the middle blocker, gets Woods one-on-one. She's able to take it down the line. It's pretty volleyball, Bailey. That's how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, Hokies were right there, right after the serve from Mott. Now sets up Ross. No touch from Virginia Tech. That goes out. So now the Hokies down 1. See if Jason Kennedy wants to call a timeout. He does. So wanted to end that skid there. 21-20. Coming down to the wire once again in the third set.
So the last two times they've been in this, Boston College has been in this rotation where a side out for Ross off the block. And before that, it was a kill by Roach on the slide. Everyone's going to get so dialed in on Audrey Ross here. Good pass. I think running that slide to Roach is a good idea. At the very least, she should be one-on-one. Because, again, if we're setting up block here, we're having our middle, which is now Brianna Holiday, because Hallman's rotated out. We're telling our freshman middle, hey, let's not focus. Let's not try and see the whole field here. Let's keep very narrow focus on the kid with 16 kills who's hitting 500 right now. Let's keep it kind of simple for our middle blocker. See if we can get double block on Ross.
Yeah, right. And Audrey Ross obviously has been almost unstoppable today for Virginia Tech, but you're starting to see the blocks work out for Virginia Tech here in this third set.
They needed to up their defensive execution. I think they have here, especially in the second half of this set. Jordan Hallman's made a big impact there, but Hallman's on the bench. It's Brianna Holiday at the moment. See her number 2 in pink right there. So this is rotation 1 for Boston College. They're stacked all the way on the left. If all 3 hitters stacked on the left side, 14, 17, and 13. Harrington, Roach, and Ross. Look for Harrington on a 2-ball with Roach running the slide here. Really quick.
Instead going right to Ross.
Oh, good cover.
Roach able to recover there. Mott. Comes Ross again. What a dig from Fava. But it doesn't stay alive. Point Boston College right out of the timeout.
Boy, I would have expected Audrey Ross to try and go chop something high down the line, kind of more of a shot to the corner. She had a better idea, which just smoke one across court.
Woods yelling close to the net, and Boston College was celebrating.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to clarify here. It's signaled as a point for the Hokies. Boston College seems confused. Now it looks like we are gonna get another review.
So Harrington played that ball into the block, off the block and out of bounds. The initial ruling was that Virginia Tech touched the ball first, and then Harrington threw it out of bounds?
Original call is point Virginia Tech. Boston College is challenging. There was a touch at the net off Virginia Tech.
Yeah, so it's going to be key to see who touches this last. And I think it is possible that Harrington played it into the net, played it into the block to throw it off the block, and ended up touching the block and throwing it out of bounds. So okay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you overrule this.
No, I think that's Virginia Tech ball. I think that's a point for Virginia Tech here, because look at Harrington. She's the last one to touch this thing. She throws it out of bounds. I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, because when you watch it in real time, it did look as if Harrington was the one to scoop it here. But does she even come in contact with the ball?
Oh, wow. That's really close. I think that's Virginia Tech point.
Good job by our crew here, by the way. Getting a good look at this.
So what you don't see from this angle is you don't see Harrington's hand on the ball after Peyton Woods touches it.
Right, just from that angle, it does kind of look like she hits it, but when we look at it from the other one, she's under the ball.
Yeah. I mean, she's trying. She did exactly what she was trying to do, Harrington, as well. Like, she was trying to throw that off the block. I think you can see her.
Yeah, I think Harrington
still
gets
have. Yeah.
After a review, the call will stand point Virginia Tech.
think that's the right call, Bailey. It's unfortunate because I think Harrington tried to do that and just ended up having her hand on the ball after wiping the block.
Serving for the Hokies, number 20.
So if Harrington truly did not touch that ball, I guess that she's just kind of penalized by there was no real better angle to see that. I mean, we got as close as we possibly could. It looked like she hit that ball.
I think they got it right. Well, that's going to be trouble.
So out of that, Virginia Tech responds and ties it up at 22 all.
So you got to if you're Boston College, you got to reset. They have a timeout. I would have used one here at 22-22 rather than maybe being down 22-23. But Jason Kennedy knows his team. It's going to be out of system. Uh-oh.
Rock goes into the block softly, and it lands to give the Eagles the lead.
As a blocker, you have to know and be able to recognize when the hitter's in trouble. And Rock is in trouble right here. She's way underneath it, on her way down. That's the only way she's going to get a kill if she's able to use the block. So you wait, and let her tap that thing across the net and go up and swat it.
Woods. Rock wants it, goes against the block again.
It's a good dig from Fava.
Aisha Carrick comes off of the bench and makes a stand here.
This is what Virginia Tech did last set as well. Or I'm sorry, in set one. Got low on subs. Brandon Lee stays in the front row. Carrick comes in to play opposite in the back row. That's over.
Virginia Tech can't penalize Boston College after that, so now recovering again. Here's Hazelton. Swing for Harrington.
Tips aren't going to get it done. Or they do. Until they do. But that ball should be dug by Boston College, so that's a tip right at somebody.
Set point for Virginia Tech. Hanging in there the entire third set.
It's a left-handed tip from a middle. And Anna Harrington just takes a stab at it with one hand. Go make the play with a platform. Go make the play with two. One of the things we always tell people also, the blockers, don't reach back. Don't just reach back with a hand because there should be a defender behind you. If you're going to make a play on the ball, make a play on the ball with a platform. Go with two and commit to it.
Now the Hokies in the situation here could just steal away this third set. It trailed most of it, but we're very close. And now set point against Boston College. Remember, Virginia Tech trying to win an ACC game for the first time in almost a year.
I'm a little surprised to see Ross on the bench here on set point. She'd be in the back row. Nat is currently in for her in middle back. I'd want to get her, and she's, I'd want to get her out there to hit the pipe. Gives you a fourth attacker.
Here's Peyton Woods. Has one ace today.
Tight set. Oh, my gosh.
Down the line, and boy, that just left a crater in the court here at Castle.
Oh my God. That's the hardest ball I've seen hit all year. Wow. Oh, my gosh.
Looked like some of the frustration from that review, the tip on the last play that was just dealt into that ball there.
Send her a bill for the floor repair. Jeez.
Hazelton, there's a dig, and it goes into the 12th row. Once again, set point, Virginia Tech. It'll be the freshman from Leesburg, Virginia. Holiday serves. Rock goes right at Holiday and ties it up again.
So one of the downsides to, Hallman has made an impact here in the middle for Virginia Tech, but Izzy Mishler is usually the serving and defending middle. So now it's Brianna Holiday is serving and defending. They can't sub her out. They're out of substitutions in general, so she's got to go in there and play that role. Doesn't play a lot of back row, even as a middle blocker. These little things add up.
Comes Hazelton. Third try at set point in the third set for the Hokies.
Audrey Ross back in the match for Boston College. This is rotation 5, a 2-hitter phase. You've got Hoppus in the back row here as an option as well. That's over.
Over past Carrick. Dig there for Rock, though. Audrey Ross off the fingertips of Woods.
That was a triple block there from Virginia Tech. I don't know if the block got a piece of that, but Hazelton certainly thought so. Tried to play that ball. Yeah, that's two overpasses that Virginia Tech has generated and not been able to convert for kills, Bailey.
Hokies have had a couple of chances to take a 2-1 lead here.
Yeah, this set should be over.
When to Hazelton again, now the fourth try at set point.
Challenging the inside of Ross's block. Hazelton got one-on-one there.
Hazelton, another transfer for this Hokies team out of Indiana. Can she put on a good serve here? Ross, that goes out of play. Hokies win set 3. 20.
Set.
Ivy Cooper out of the break serves for the Hokies. Virginia Tech trying to win an ACC matchup, has not done so since Clemson last year. Boston College looking to fight back and come up with a 2-win weekend over the Hokies and Wahoos. And things starting out pretty well for Boston College. That's Harrington with a block.
Harrington is not big. I mean, I don't know what she's listed at, but, she's 5'10", 5'11", and big solo block there. Almost finished off set 3 for Boston College with a huge swing down the line, just bouncing a ball. She's explosive.
Randalise for Hallman, who's been kind of a quiet star for Virginia Tech in this game. Rock close to the net, and now it's 2-0 Eagles.
Back row block there. Brandalise has to know she can't, if you're going to go get that, you have to get it. You can't just stick a hand at it. As a back row setter. Let's see here. The moment. Well, that's actually really in the plane, too. I thought that was on Virginia Tech side of the net. Foot fault. A foot fault.
It's been a while since we've seen that. I don't know if I've seen that here.
By Brooklyn Melland. Last week, we had an 8-second violation on the serve. You only have 8 seconds to serve. There's your foot fault right there. Can't step on the line. Because volleyball is a sport like tennis where the line is in.
Over the block. What a pancake there from Fava.
Looked good to me from where we're sitting, Bailey.
And Ehrlich makes sure it doesn't matter. But still a solid play there for the grad student from Italy.
If I was working with Evan Hughes doing the play-by-play, Bailey, he'd be losing his mind right now. Loves pancakes.
Loves pancakes.
Loves pancakes.
There's Woods way too far.
I had that as a touch myself.
And the Hokies want to go to the review booth here, and we will.
We'll see. I'm kind of surprised there was not a touch called there.
Original call is point Boston College. Virginia Tech is challenging a touch.
Just a booming, I'm sorry, that the booming PA when the referees
Wow.
talk to the crowd.
Let's get a look here. Does it go off of Ehrlich's right hand? There we go. Enhance, Jarvis. There we go. There we go.
I think it's a touch.
Off of... Yeah. It certainly wasn't close after she swung. See,
Yes.
There we go.
That's a touch.
I see that right ring finger kind of peel back. Could be a big swing for Virginia Tech here.
We're getting a live look into what our second official, Daniel Leake, is looking at it. I mean, that is what a touch looks like.
And it does. I mean, it changed the trajectory where the ball was going.
Yeah, you saw how it came off. I mean, you can't look at the trajectory of the ball to make the call,
right?
The spin of the ball to make the call, but you could see it, the spin change as well.
After review, the play is confirmed. Point Boston College.
Wow.
I don't know. That
it did look like that finger went back.
Also looked like a touch live too. I mean, we're sitting where we sit. We're sitting, at the 10-foot line on Virginia Tech's side. So we have a really good look at that, left side attacks and the right side blocks by Boston College.
You take a look at that, though, all the more important, no challenges remaining for Virginia Tech.
Having a little bit of, oh my gosh.
And
wow.
Great work by our crew there. But
that is very clearly a touch.
Woods fires right back. You see a little bit of frustration there.
Look, managing your emotions, managing how. That's Marcy Byers going up to Daniel Leake and telling him exactly how wrong he got that. But managing the ups and downs is a huge part of it. You can't be on a roller coaster. You got to try and smooth things out and play at you play with intensity, but play under control. Oh, good shot.
Woods going cross court. No one there for Boston College.
That was way up loop, a little loopy 4-to-4 shot here. It's zone 4 offense to zone 4. So left front to left front. Just chops that thing down the net. Because very often, Bailey, teams will use their off blocker, that left side hitter who's not blocking. They'll bring them up underneath the block to look for tips. So one of the ways you can exploit that is by tips down the net. A tip over the block's not going to go down. There's a defender there. So what you do is you force them down the net and see if they can make that play, because the libero trying to come from left back up the sideline to the net, that's a very hard dig to make and hard to keep it on your side.
Yeah, she was unable to do it as well, but take a look at that. Service errors for Virginia Tech, the 10th on the day. Another chance for Woods. Go right back to her here. For Ross, off the chest of Cooper.
Blocks early again there. Blockers are on their way down when Ross is making contact. You can see it. Up. They're on their way down. You see they've already peaked in their jump, Malinowski and Holiday.
There's Ross again. Picking on Cooper in the back. Now 6-3. Make it 7-3 for Boston College.
Other thing you can do in a situation as a left side attacker where you're not going to get a full swing, you're going to tip or hit a shot. Hit that shot to Ross. Make Ross dig and transition to something.
On the sliding effort, Malinowski. Ross again, off of the block. Hokies recover.
Well played there by Dulesky.
Into the net, falls over. Point Virginia Tech.
Some confusing signals from the line judge there.
And I think Jason Kennedy wants...
I think he's owed an explanation for what was that call.
Right.
So the line judge started flagging. You know, you wave your flag in the air because the ball hit the antenna. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's off of Ross, off the antenna. So that's the right call. There we go. You can see it makes contact with Ross's left elbow, hit and deflects into the antenna. So it's out.
11th service error.
It's the third in the middle of the net for Woods. The answer isn't to serve easier. The answer is to execute better. Make a tough serve in the court.
Hammered down. Holiday right there for the Hokies.
Holiday gives herself some space here, creates space between herself and the net, gives Dulesky somewhere to put that one ball in a way that she can extend, get on top of it. You see Ehrlich out there on the bench saying that serve was too soft. You beat good middles with good serving.
Ross out of play. Point Hokies.
This is the throw the ball high in the air and let Audrey Ross go take a whack at it offense at the moment for Boston College. That offense was really good the first two sets.
Another service error. It's become sort of a plot line in this matchup here. I think that 12 on the day for Virginia Tech, just 4 for Boston College.
I mean, you're going to miss serves. Missed serves happen. The question is, what kind of missed serves? Are they soft ones in the middle of the net? Are they 10 feet out of bounds? Or are you serving darts out there and missing by 6 inches? There's different kinds of service errors. I think right now Virginia Tech's making a lot of the bad kind.
9-7.
You see a team like Stanford or Pitt, like they go up there, they miss a lot of serves, but they're hitting bombs. I think if you're serving really tough, and I love teams that serve tough. You're going to miss some, but I think these are the wrong kind of misses. Well, that ball's out too.
Diving play, Fava. Here comes Woods.
High free ball to reset the defense.
Back from Harrington. Brandalise there for the Hokies. Comes Hundle. Mott for Ross. Hazelton over the block. Crank down. Block wasn't enough for Virginia Tech. 10-7 Boston College. 21 kills for Audrey Ross. That's a season high.
Got to take a swing if you're Virginia Tech there. I mean, you don't want to get into a set out of system high balls to the left side game. You don't want that. You're going to lose that game. Ross is having a fantastic match.
Going cross court. It was a decent idea for Rock, but the execution wasn't there.
Serving for Virginia Tech, number 23, Ivy Cooper.
Freshman Ivy Cooper.
I think you keep the serve on Ross in the back row. These are the rotations where Virginia Tech has to try and make some hay. That's tight set.
Block there from Hallman, and it counts for the Hokies.
Hallman has completely changed the defensive outlook here for Virginia Tech since coming into the match.
Timeout called by Jason Kennedy and Boston College. They lead, but we got ourselves a great matchup. Hokies up 2-1, 10-9 in set 4 with Boston College up 1.
Fall in Georgia is awesome, but kind of crazy. And who has time to shop for natural gas?
Hey, get down. I said
Burgers are done. That's why Georgia Natural Gas keeps it simple, with great rates and reliable service. Kind of makes you feel all warm inside and outside. So sign up with GNG and get $100 off your first bill, because these days, simple is just what you need.
The Great Fire of 1835 destroyed 17 New York City blocks and countless businesses, forcing nearly every insurance company to close their doors, rather than pay their customers. But not us. The day our founders pitched in to pay every claim is the day the Hartford became the Hartford.
Sometimes the best beginnings start with a click. Start yours now and let the magic begin at Walt Disney World Resort.
Right back here in set number 4, Izzy Mishler looking on from the bench. One of those players we highlighted in the Open, the sophomore who had made such a big step here moving into her sophomore season. We haven't seen much out of her since that first set. Lucy Mott, by the way, 39 assists, another player we highlighted. But Virginia Tech has made that adjustment to bring Jordan Hallman into the game, and she's really made a difference for the Hokies.
Yeah, Hallman with 4 blocks for point already, but she's got lots of good positive block touches. They came in, put her in to stabilize the defense. That's exactly what's happened so far, and brought Virginia Tech, within one set of winning this match.
Well, Boston College, we've seen a few times today, have gotten a 2 to 3 point jump out of timeouts. See if Virginia Tech can stifle that trend here. Woods blocked. Cooper with a diving effort. Hundle. It goes out of play. Point Hokies.
See, I like that there from that set from Brandelis, because Woods gets blocked on the left side. Cooper's there with the cover. Brandelis makes a choice here to reverse court, reverse flow, and get Hundle one-on-one.
Baba into the net. That's been the story of the fourth set for the Hokies. Momentum has shifted to Virginia Tech, and then it funnels down after that service error trend for Virginia Tech. That's been 13 on the day. Rock. Slice down, whistle blows, point Hokies.
So we've got call here is Bella Ehrlich in the net on the overpass.
And Boston College seems a bit confused, but
I think there was a little communication there between Jason Kennedy and Daniel Leak, the down official, basically like, I saw it. Like I saw it live. Like, don't challenge this. Don't waste a challenge. Which is good officiating.
Oh, Rock fires right back for Boston College. Trying to send this to a fifth set.
Big swing from Rock coming inside the block. The set is inside. You got to move the block way inside. It's always more than you think as a right side blocker.
Stuffed right down for Boston College.
I mean,
do wonder if that continues for another point as Coach Byers call a timeout here for the Hokies. Right off of the tape.
Good reaction from Holiday.
Goes into the net. Point Hokies.
Yeah. I would say that tip, throw, roll down the line right now on the outside is not. It's not there. Like it's not there. Hoppus has dug that like the last 3 times. So if you've gotten the right back, used to digging that deep ball in the corner, can you drop one short? Getting a free ball.
Comes to Leske, right for Hazelton. Right down, knocked into the court from Holiday.
Super smart play from Brianna Holiday. It's an overpass. Virginia Tech has struggled to convert those today and just goes with 2-hand redirect. Ehrlich's flying in to try and contest it. I think if you take a swing at that, you might get blocked. But the redirect allows you to put it exactly where nobody is.
Ehrlich on the slide.
It's going to be tricky. It's out. Yep.
Hits the pin.
Yeah, caught the net outside the antenna on the way down, which is just like hitting the antenna.
Leske from the floor for Hazelton. Mott
out.
No, just not a great pass there for the setter. Back down to 1. Hokies trying to walk out of here with their first ACC win of the year.
I think Virginia Tech needs to get Peyton Woods and Reese Hazelton a little bit better spots on the outside. Everything has been kind of an emergency or. Ooh. So I still think that's a positive block touch. That ball's dickable. It was weird. It hit off an arm and it hit off a head before down. But Holiday's right there. You know, if the block does its job, slowing the ball down. You got to try and make a play behind him. I think getting the outsides into rhythm here is going to be important to try and close out a match if you're Virginia Tech. Can't tell you the last time Reese Hazelton took a full swing at anything.
Point for the Hokies.
Interesting, like that's 2 hitting errors. 2 hitting errors for Audrey Ross. 1, nothing she could do with the set. This one, though, trying to turn down the line, making a hitting error.
She's got 8 errors now on the day, and this was after those first 2 sets where the Hokies did not have any way to defend what Audrey Ross was throwing at them. There's Ross again. Now her 22nd kill of the day.
Serving for Boston College, number 3, Allie Mack.
Quick conversation between Coach Jason Kennedy and Audrey Ross. It's Boston College wants to force this to a 5th set.
Net.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a gift to Virginia Tech. That's a tough rotation for the Hokies, that rotation 1. I feel like Peyton Woods has been better out of the back row than she's been in the front row today as an attacker. That's 17 kills, hitting 250. I'm saying they need to get her going. She's already going.
There's Woods, now her 18th. So with 18 kills, Peyton Woods, the junior from Texas, ties it up. Again for the freshman Cooper. Woods. Harrington trying to pick on the back row. Hundle goes across the floor. It lands home for the Hokies.
That one was a little closer than I thought it was going to be. Line judge was pretty emphatic. No challenge from Jason Kennedy.
Another look at this one.
Ooh.
Like you said, that's a little bit closer than we thought.
That's an ace.
And it is Virginia Tech, a 19-17 lead. No timeout there. Boston College does have one left.
Yeah, it's tricky. You can't stop the match if you call it now. I think you give your team a chance to actually get a pass here and see if you can side out. Great serve. That's a really good serve.
Almost an ace. Boston College almost miraculously recovers. It won't matter. Hundle jumps the lead up to 3 for the Hokies. Timeout, Jason Kennedy. Hokies are 5 away from their first ACC win of the year. And that momentum has shifted all the way back to this team wearing pink here today. And it's been Hundle who's been a big part of this Virginia Tech lineup today. Did not expect her to be in there. And then Hallman right next to her, who came in and really started to add up that defensive pressure for Virginia Tech later in this game.
Well, that lineup change has really made an impact. Let's get stabilized the defense. I mean, you've been able to slow down Ross. Boston College hasn't really found an alternative. They're still hitting 321 and 359 on the left side, so they're having a day. But this is a difficult rotation for Boston College. It's actually probably like the worst spot for BC to be in. Trying to come back here because Ross just went to the back row. So it's 3 more rotations before she comes up to the front. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be Rock. See if you can get a side out. I mean, Harrington, see if she can take another big swing like she did at the end of set 3.
Hokies back out on the floor. Hundle and Hallman. Stars today with Peyton Woods, who leads the Hokies with 18 kills. They have enough to end this in 4 sets. Blasted in the back, and a point off of the fingertips of Virginia Tech. So out of the timeout, Boston College sides out.
Excellent swing from Anna Harrington. High down the line off top of the block.
Woods. Harrington again. Oh, she has really ticked up the velocity on those swings for Boston College. And a determined look here for Boston College. Marcy Byers doesn't like what she sees there and calls a timeout.
Tell you what, Bailey, I think velocity is really underrated as an attacker. Sometimes you just hit the ball so hard that the other person can't dig it.
That's exactly what Harrington's done here in the last couple of sets. Anna Harrington now with 18 kills, got 3 digs and 4 blocks as well. But trying to send this to a 5th set. The sets that Virginia Tech has won have been marathon sets. That set number 2, a bit of an anomaly in this one, 25-14. Boston College calling a timeout. Has started to shift back their way. What do the Eagles have to do to finish this one out here in the 4th set and send it to a 5th?
Got to get a stop, Bailey. Got to get a stop. The way you come back is with serving, blocking, and defense. Hallman has not been part of the offense. She's been set twice since coming into the match. So you're looking to key. I think you're keying on Woods here. I really do. I mean, anything that's a medium pass from Virginia Tech, I'd be telling my blockers to sell out on stopping left side here, stopping Peyton Woods. We see her right there. I put the serve right on her too.
Brandalise for Hundle, quickly blocked, and we're tied.
It's a good move here. Oh, Rock got that. Same situation here. It's Ivy Cooper with a good pass.
There's Woods. Had about enough of that Boston College rally. Takes the lead back from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they got an excellent pass from Ivy Cooper. I think has played very well today as a defensive specialist for the Hokies. Perfect pass. Hallman holds the middle. Gets Woods one-on-one against Harrington. She's able to use the block. That's how it's supposed to look, Bailey.
Hokies side out. Now 4 away from a victory here. Another block. Eagles recover. There's Rock and ties it right back up. Oh, Danica Rock, by the way, has really produced a lot for Boston College today. 14 kills for the sophomore from Porter Ranch, California. A double-double for the outside hitter. Woods goes against the block, and the Eagles snatch the lead back.
Sequoia Lane into the match here. Comes up with a big block. Oh, I missed it. They've actually taken Mott out of the match here. BC's playing really without their setter at the moment. Brought in Lane as a blocking sub. And it's worked out so far.
Holiday answers for the Hokies.
You'll see Mott coming back into the match. It's a really nice job from Brandon Lees to get the ball before it gets into the plane. Doesn't have to be a great set, just has to get somewhere for Holiday to get a hand on it.
Haven't really focused that much on Brandalise today. She's put together a pretty solid afternoon. 34 assists for the Hokies. Have 4 digs as well. Point Eagles. 2 away from sending this to a 5th set.
Hokies are either out or very, very low on subs. Brandalise will stay front row. Aisha Carrick into the match in right back. She'll play opposite the rest of the way here. Lefty that got him out of a tricky rotation in set 3 with a big kill out of the back row.
Rock taking her time.
Blocking sub again here with Lane.
Peyton Woods, once again, another answer. 20 kills for the junior.
I'd like to see Boston College dig one when they've got Lane in the match. just to see, I'm just curious who's going to set, who's going to run the offense.
It's an ace match point coming up for Virginia Tech.
A lot of times, Bailey, it's about who can hold on to the rope longest.
Now the Hokie fans can sense it here. Right over the tape. Audrey Ross is kept alive. Going back to Ross. Block is there. Hokies win. It's the setter that steps up for Virginia Tech. Brandalise.